Well, Miss Darcy was up way early and just about ready to go. And I got up and I had everything to pack up, and it's soaking wet. We got storms last night. But anyway, this is what I look like in the morning. It's amazing how much this water came up overnight. It's almost like a big old flood now. It's crazy. So crazy. I have no idea. Darcy's probably at least a mile or so ahead of me. She was ready to go. Not me. I don't even know if I'm on the right path. I gotta keep trying to look. There's an X. Look for these badges. But walking alongside this creek. So all the stuff that was rocks last night, as I suspected, is now covered with water, river water. So got out to the edge of the ferns and got water this morning, which is nicer, except everything else is wet. But yeah, I am not an early morning person at all. And when I do get up early, I'm slow. So she's probably, I don't even think I can see her anymore. But I wanted to have time to have my coffee, which is just put in a bottle and shaken up. And, you know, just to get myself together. My tent is soaking wet. Oh, look, another tent site. I knew if we just kept going down this way, we would see some more probably, but man, we were just so beat. We had rain all night long, and all the water on my tent I had 2 rags to wipe it down. They are saturated, and I have to carry them along as well. So my feet are dragging. Just taking my time, probably moving about a half a mile an hour. So the first 1.4 miles was uphill again. You see down there is where we were, down at the river, creek, whatever it is. And it was a steep one. You know, when I'm a more experienced hiker, backpacker, this probably wouldn't bother me at all, but like I said, this is my first time and I am dying. The river is really, really flowing down here. And I am just past all what I think must have been the group tenting sites. Saw a couple of fires and things. I'm still following these badges. Boy, look at that river. Let me see if I can get it better. It's like really flowing. Both of us are really, really beat. I know Darcy didn't sleep well last night. Her sleep pad deflated. Let me show you this though. So the bridge. Water coming very strong underneath it. And there she bees, the Iron Bridge. You know, just last night you saw on the left side right here where we stayed, all the rocks that we had to cross to get water. And today, it was just overflowing. It's right up to the banks. Totally nuts. Oh, my pack is so much heavier today. Everything's wet. I know it's like 2 or 3 more pounds. I probably said that before, but man, is it very heavy. The stream keeps going and going. Lots of little cascades and step down waterfalls. Really beautiful. I wish I wasn't so worn out. I would really have enjoyed seeing this on a nice, cool, autumn day when I didn't have a heavy pack on and I got to get up late. I'm not used to being up early like that. There's some more up here through the woods I see. It's like it just keeps going. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And soon we'll be up to the pond. Now look back there. Let me try to get a closer view. These trekking poles are getting on my nerves. See back there? It's much more beautiful in person, I assure you. I gotta tell you guys, this trail is so difficult that it's almost a pain in the butt to try to get photos and videos of the most beautiful things. Going up the hill, I am just too tired to go over there. Just climbed another long hill. And you can see a path right there, but right before that path, it was just a path covered with poison. And I just know I'm going to get poisoned. But those are so beautiful over there. I just wish I had the energy to go over to them. But look, I got more uphill. I don't even know how much uphill yet. Walking by these beautiful rocks. They're really big. But this is at the top of another hill, so I'm just out of breath. But I wanted to try to get some of the pretty stuff in. Lots of nooks and crannies. Layers and layers of tall rocks. And onward. Wow, look at this. Up there's the marker. This is insane. I don't even know how I'm going to get up there with my backpack. I really don't. It's just crazy. So I managed to climb up a whole pile of boulders twice, and now I come out to these beautiful rocks. Here, there's just an ongoing wall of rocks. This one's like a little shelter. I can't, like that, and then it keeps going and going and going. It is very interesting, very nice, but I am so glad I don't have to climb up those. When I saw those boulders, I was going to have to climb up with a 20+ pound pack. I just about gave it up. But what am I going to do? You know, can't call for help for that. Look at this cool little cave. Let's go over and check it out. Yeah, that's, wow. That goes way back in. It's got water all in it. A lot of roots on this trail. You really have to watch your footing. It's a lot of rocks, but a lot of roots too. And I gotta go up this hill now. Yay. And here, as you can see, is the trail. I got around one bog. Now I came up to this one. And they just keep going on and on and on, as far as the eye can see. It's just like a river or a stream that is the trail. You don't even want to know what I look like, so I'm not going to film myself, but 2 miles of this. I'm not even to the pond yet, and I've gone 5 miles since camp. Still haven't seen Darcy. I don't hear anybody. I know the pond is up here, and I'm on the right path, but it's been rough. I had to stop and get water and filter. Go pee, you know, a couple different things. These rocks held me up. I'm telling you what, I would not, I don't know who recommended this as a beginner trail. This is not anything near a beginner hike backpacking trail. They're crazy. Hey there, little guy. I knew I'd see one of you on the trail somewhere. Just lazing. I don't know, I guess over here you can see it a little bit better. I don't know, I just had to get my pack off, and I'm taking a nice break here because I need it. Didn't really get much of a break. Yeah, still more wet on the trail, but out there through the brush is Soane's Pond. Back up here is where there's a lot of campsites open. We would have never made it this far yesterday, but if we had, we'd have a heck of a lot less time to go today. I see on the map there is one more large hill to go up, so I think I'm going to sit over there by the little fire pit and take a nice long break. Okay, so I just got done a nice long break at the pond. I got some food in my belly. Took my shoes off for a little bit, ready to head out for more torment, please. I'm telling you, this trail just does not give you a break. I just got my pack back on after my lunch break, and I have crossed over 2 streams so far, but this is the longest one, and I definitely had to get my trekking poles back out because I don't trust going across without them. Right now, just had so many stream crossings. I mean, my feet are saturated, but I can say at least this part isn't too, it's flat, mostly shaded. I think it's probably not as hot as yesterday, but it is still a rough go because I'm at 6.5 miles now, and it just seems like I have so much further to go. And we're back to walking in water again. I've almost lost my shoes. I don't know how many times getting sucked into this mud. I wish I wasn't complaining so much, but this is a much more difficult trail than I ever would have believed. And now it's raining and I'm out of water, and I tried to get some from a puddle and it clogged up my filter. I don't even know how much further I have to go yet. Okay guys, this is going to be the one and the only video I'm getting. Down there is the park office, I assume. I think so. And I gotta go out and around. I want to say All Trails lies badly. I am already at, just for today, I am over 15 miles. Okay guys, so I'm back home. I got a shower. I got all my stuff out drying. It was saturated when I got home. And I really wanted to make a closeout for this video because I was unable to film anything for 4 hours of the trip, and I just didn't feel like I gave enough information or showed enough. So I wanted to kind of let you know everything that happened during those 4 hours, and then overall how I felt about the trip. So this is how we separated out the trip. The first day we started at the park office and we went up through, it was a lot of uphill to get to our camp, and we decided to camp on the creek there. We couldn't find any of what we thought the creek campsites would look like, so we just kind of made the camp there. But we were just too exhausted to go any further, and as you can see, the height, the elevation that day was over 2,000. So the first day was all uphill, and it was about 80 degrees. It seemed like it was hotter because we were going uphill so much. We started out about 10:30 a.m. and we didn't get to camp until around 5:30 or 6:30. So, you know, it was a rough day. We had, you know, the heat and the heights to deal with, but I think we did okay. We planned on 9 miles and we made it 9 miles, so we just camped out for the night there. Overnight, it started pouring, thundering, lightning. I knew it was raining before I went to sleep, but it didn't wake me up. I don't know, I just wasn't, you know, I wasn't hearing it. But that could be because my white noise is rainstorms, and so it was just kind of like a normal night to me. So the second day started out at camp, and it started out where Darcy was up at 5 in the morning, and she was just ready to go because she had to get home to her family, her kids and dogs and all that. And she was up at like 5 a.m. I didn't get up till almost 7:30, and I had all my stuff to pack up and it was saturated. So I just told her to go on ahead, and that I was going to be taking my time that day because I wanted to enjoy the trail now that it wasn't so hot out. And so she went ahead of me. But anyway, I got all the way up to Soane's Pond, took a nice long hour break, and right after that somewhere it started pouring down rain, and I couldn't film anymore for the rest of the trip. That second part of the trip was my all trails were at 16.93 miles, so definitely not what all trails stated. It's a lot longer, and with the rain it just made it much harder. So on the second day we were both out there alone. What an experience it was. There were times that I really thought I was going to slip and get injured, or that I was going to literally die. It wasn't so much for being alone, which I was kind of like, you know, I kind of wanted to see what it would be like out there on my own. And afterwards I was just like, yes, you know, I did it. But going through it, let me tell you, it was not an easy trail. Once my phone gave out from the rain, I felt like, oh my gosh, you know, what am I going to do if, you know, I need help? But then I remembered my phone was still working, but my screen wasn't responding or taking video. I checked it and I could still dial out. I just didn't have any cell phone reception. However, I did have my InReach Mini to send out an SOS. And once I realized that, I was like, okay, I got this. And so the hard part was the rain. So the elevation on the second day was just a slight bit less. It was 1,980 feet. So we were still going uphill and hence going downhill. And what made it so dangerous was when the rain started coming, a lot of those downhills that you're going down on the second half are just rocks. There's a few trails, they're very short-lived, a few parts of it that are flat and cleared out a little bit, but they are very short-lived. And you know, once it started raining, all of those trails flooded. I was in water for a good 12 to 14 miles. The lowest I was in was about up to my shins, up to my ankles, sorry. And the highest was up to my waist. I did a few stream crossings up to my waist is what I mean by that. And I was just so worried about Darcy because she's shorter than me, and I just couldn't imagine her trying to get across those trails. I barely made it across. I couldn't believe I was having to do what I did. But when you're faced with that kind of adversity, danger, etc., and you don't have a choice, you just do it. You just get in I'm doing it mode, and you just keep going. And in fact, at some point, about an hour and a half into all that, I just stopped complaining to myself because I knew I had to keep going. And I realized at some point I hadn't even thought about or felt my pack weight at all. I was just concentrating on surviving and getting to my car. So what I can say about the trail overall is that I think if you're prepared for all kinds of weather, from the heat to the rainstorms to flooding, and I think if you're prepared to be doing a lot of climbing, you're good. But I don't know too many beginners that are ready to do that trail without any, foreknowledge of what can happen. And I learned a lot. I went in head first, and that's how we did it. We just forged on. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the videos that we made, and I will definitely be back out there doing more adventures, and that was a great challenge. So don't think I'm giving up. I will definitely be back out there. That was just my first experience, and I did it. We did it. I also put Darcy's information at the bottom in the description and a link to her video of our trip. And I wanted to say before I forget, happy birthday, Darcy. I know it's your birthday month. I am so glad I got to go on this trip with you. And for the rest of you, I will see you soon, and namaste.